What is your assessment about the state of SARS's IT infrastructure?
The SARS IT infrastructure has aged. Most of it is about to be end of life.
Wait, what?
What's up, fellow Zam Jammers, and a warm welcome to everyone who is not subscribed and notified to this channel. My name is Sheldon Zam and I'm a kid from South Africa. In this video, I'm going to be responding, addressing and talking about the SABC interview that went down with SARS last week. And wow, we're going to see that footage. I'm going to show it to you, some clips of it at least. You can see the whole thing in the link in the description below. Also, I'm going to be responding to Reynaldo's response to this whole situation, all in this video. So with that being said, here we go.
Joined from our Pretoria studios now by SARS Chief Officer for Digital and IT, Mamete Makeke Mokwane. Thanks so much for speaking to us this morning.
Thank you, ma'am, and good morning.
So if we could perhaps just start by explaining to lay people like ourselves what exactly this modernization program entails and why it was halted.
I joined SARS about a year ago, and of course my understanding of modernization is to automate processes, including how people do things.
As someone who heads up, the IT division, works in that division, were you given any reasons as to why there was a need to halt the process of modernization?
Ma'am, let me just repeat. I said I joined SARS in 2017. Modernization started in 2007. And I joined SARS in 2017.
This particular halting to that process could cost the taxpayer around 1 billion rand to fix the e-filing system. Is that correct?
That is not correct. The problem is that we have not had necessary budgets to upgrade our systems.
And why is that?
So we are almost on the verge. Why is what?
Is e-filing on the verge of collapse or not?
Definitely not. Let me explain. Currently, e-filing and the forms are using Adobe, okay? Now, Adobe is getting out of support in 2020. We are trying to move all our, what you'd see on your paper forms, we want to put it on a digital platform and using HTML5 as an example.
So, Ms. Makeke Mokwane, are you therefore saying that Andre Rabi was lying to the Commission when he said it was functioning at 20% functionality?
Ma'am, I cannot respond to that question. Can you say that again?
I'm saying Gartner, we understand, is the company that holds the blueprint that you would need to rectify the problem that currently exists. Is that correct? And if so, why are those blueprints not with SARS?
I would like to repeat that I joined SARS in 2017.
That the Bain restructuring has displaced about 200 managerial employees from their jobs. Is that correct?
I can't answer that, but I think it makes sense.
But why can't you answer it? Because this is as a result of the implementation of a certain IT system. And has it had the effect of actually displacing some workers within the system?
Let me give you a scenario. Organizations evolve from time to time. And they consider, amongst others, insourcing, outsourcing, centralization versus decentralization, and so on and so forth. And I can go on about the fact that outsourcing so far has been about cleaning services and security people, which are black people. I would want to insource those people at the moment because their children would benefit from a SARS bursary system.
But talking about the IT restructuring.
Ma'am, can you give me protection from yourself?
But we're talking IT restructuring.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let me just ask you a final question
listening to
then.
you.
A final question is, what is your assessment right now as you and I are speaking about the state of SARS's IT infrastructure?
Okay. The SARS IT infrastructure has aged. Most of it is about to be end of life and out of support.
Okay, so you know where we're at and what questions were asked, what questions were answered, and I have my own opinions, which is why I'm making this video. So this is what I have to say, what I would have answered if I was in her position, or if I just have to give you some clarity, because I understand that at this point in time, clarity is not in abundance in this topic. So I'm Sheldon, I'm a computer science student and a statistics student at Nelson Mandela University. That's my perspective, and I'm going to give you my relevant opinions. What is the modernization? Now, in this context, the modernization would be changing the infrastructure from using Adobe Premiere. The modernization in this instance would be moving over from Adobe Flash Player, which you see using e-filing on your phones or on your computer, any digital interface, moving that infrastructure over to HTML5, which would increase security, user interface, and just make everything a lot more world-class and standard, you know? So that is my answer to that. Why did it have to be halted? Now, from my understanding, in 2014 or 20, somewhere around there was an initiative to start this Goulet or Goutlet, or the name, maybe I'll put it right over here. They made a plan to implement the system. It would have cost 200,000 Rand at that point in time. Someone was fired from SARS and the situation was just put on ice, and so we, from our perspective, or at least this lady's perspective who was employed in 2017, doesn't know or didn't look into it, which I don't understand why. You should know these things. You should really look into these things if you are the chief officer over there. That's my perspective. Moving on, is e-filing on the verge of collapse? And the process, because it was halted, will it now cost 1 billion Rand? Well, first of all, I don't believe it's on the verge of collapse, because if you look into history books, that there was a point in time when the up rates were less than 10%, and simply by implementing the new digital systems, they went right up to 97%. So the fact that they're at 20% right now, I do believe there is still hope and it's not on the verge of collapse. Also, if we were to employ someone like Sheldon, that he would be able to help us launch these things with his team of programmers, because he knows he can't do it by himself, before the year 2020, and everyone in South Africa can be happy. How about that? Going on to this halt process costing 1 billion, well, absolutely. If you wait years, first of all, the change in the value of the Rand will change that. The price of information technology services, it's going up. It's just becoming more scalable. South Africa, we're getting more users, more people are using the systems, and it just needs to be higher standards. So obviously the price is going to go up if you delay it. Next, displaced 200 employees as a result of an IT system that was put in place. Now, I see that what she answered conveys that she focused on cleaning and security and black people and their children, and that SARS has used funding for tuition of or bursaries of the children of those families. Now, I see it got really close to her heart over there, and in her next response she just blatantly says please grant me protection from yourself, or something like that, meaning she's feeling attacked. I believe that's because she was talking about something very close to her heart. Now, I don't at all want to discredit what she was saying. It is true that there are many black people or families that need this, but I hate it when people use it out of context like this, because honestly, I mean, I'm white and I don't even have money to continue studies next year, but if you could employ me over here, I know that I would benefit from this, and I do believe I'm a suitable candidate to some great extent. Why can't you employ me? And if you do pay me more because I'm white, I'll tell on you, because I don't believe that's fair. Guys, next we are talking about what is the end state of SARS infrastructure, and then she goes on to talk about the whole end of life story, which in my perspective, I think it's because she was just talking about something emotional, and like, I don't know where she was coming from, but like she's just like, she just wants to say it's over, it's done. I don't know if she just wanted to end the interview or what it was, but yeah, that's not a good note to end on from a PR perspective, just with regards to like, now people are freaking out like Reynaldo Gouws. So we're going to jump right into his response to this, and yeah, then that's the end of the video. So I'm also going to respond to his response, just so by the way, and then we're going to play a beautiful little clip by a South African YouTuber which really sums up what's going on over here. So over to you, Reynaldo.
As you can see from this interview, this individual does not have a cooking clue what's going on, and you should be scared. Now, another thing that's really concerning, some people actually came out and said that I'm a racist for trying to expose what this individual said. They brought in the fact that she's a black woman and that English isn't her first language. Now, I'm not sure exactly how me pointing out the absolutely ridiculous stuff that she said has anything to do with race or gender or the fact that English is a second language.
Thank you for that, Reynaldo. So Reynaldo has got about 50,000 subscribers on YouTube right now, and things that he says are heard by many people, and by definition of influencer, I do believe he influences the minds of many people. So I'm just going to share, for what it's worth, me and my 700 subscribers, the way I feel, because I don't really think it changes based on the amount of subscribers you have. He spoke about this lady doesn't have a clue. Well, yeah, it comes across that way most definitely, but I was able to understand the fact that they just need to migrate the systems from Adobe Flash Player to HTML5, basically. So she does kind of have a clue, but also, I hear you, bro, I hear you. Next, you should be scared. I don't believe that fear and scaredness is gonna be part of the solution to this problem. I believe hope and finding the right people to it, yes, that is part of the solution to the problem. But before we just talk about being scared, like, you can't just end on that note. Provide some positive hope, like, just do something about it. Like, I'm even telling them to employ me, because I know, like, if they reach out to me, I can make something happen. And I'm not even joking when I say that. I'm not even joking. Obviously, I would have to learn a lot of stuff, but the fact is I know people, I connect people, and that's just me. So yes, that is this video, me sharing my response to what Ronaldo and the SABC and SARS, three big names in South Africa, I guess, and I'm just throwing mine in there, wanting to share with you, my subscribers and everyone else watching this video, what I believe and how I perceive the situation. So yeah, make up your own minds, and I would love to hear about like how you think about the situation. Nadia Jaftha, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her name, but she made a video on Instagram about a week or two ago, and I believe it sums up this interview to end this video off on a humorous note. So if you're not yet subscribed and notified, then please do that and become a Zam Jammer. Otherwise, over to you, Nadia.
Anyway, there's a special place in hell for those friends that send voice notes that are 5 minutes long, when they could have said everything they needed to say in 23 seconds. Like, stop, just say what you need to say, or type out the message, so I have a choice whether I want to see your message or not. But when you send 5 minute long voice notes, I have no choice. I have to listen to the whole thing just to hear what you could